Hi there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay. Let's get on with the show.
Hey, everybody! Why is that there? Don't mind this. Ugh. Hey, everybody, welcome, one and all. Tonight is Tuesday, July 14th, 2026, and this is episode 246 of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture, so you don't have to. I'm your host, I'm CQ. What's good? How y'all doing? But of course, I would be remiss. There's no way I could do this alone. No. Nay, I say, nay. I need my buddy, my brother from another mother. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out the Mad Mike.
I'm here.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. You really
Present. Present.
you really make it difficult for me. Okay, you really make it tough. But
Here.
anyway,
I'm here. Hey, I'm here.
we're here, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. What do you say? What do you know? We're brought to you by Double Time Sports Drink.
Are we really?
Yeah, well, that's our
Well,
drink
you
sponsor.
are. I'm not sponsored by shit.
You
Brought to you
are
by
sponsored
fucking
by
Dungeon Crawler Carl. Who I paid for this shirt.
Oh man,
Because I get no perks.
there you go. How you guys doing? Welcome Tuesday night. We're here. Let us know where you at, where you watching from, what you doing, what's new, what's on the pop culture mindset. What are you guys thinking about? Hey, John and Heath and Brad and Kathleen, welcome to the show. Man, so many things to talk about. Obviously, first and foremost, I am so excited because we are in the final week before San Diego Comic-Con, and the things are happening, things are moving, stuff's falling into place. It's a very exciting time. I have my little tracker over here. I've been a lot more organized. Last year I went and I was just like scattershot, just trying to figure it out as I went along. This year I'm doing a lot better. I have right now for the team that's going 26 confirmed, locked in, hard times for interviews, panels, roundtables, activations, events, after parties. We have 26 confirmed with 22 strong pending, meaning like we're in the final stages of just locking in the details, and then another 23 that are just pending some type of response. So there's so much happening. I'm so is Robo Mike back? Is the thing? You know what? I give up. I give up. Really, let me know if it's really. I don't know. There's one thing I can try. There's one thing I can try, and I'd have to separate our audio tracks. And I wonder if I should do that. Let's see. But would that give me control? I don't know. I see. This is the shit I gotta fix. I gotta fix when we're off live. I can't be messing with it while we're live because then I'll just mess everything up. Anyway, things and stuff. I lost my train of thought. So many things. There are some super cool opportunities. When I say, and I don't want to spoil it because, oh God, I'm so excited for it. When I say childhood dream come true, I do not say this lightly. I think every kid, and this is as much of a spoiler as I'm going to give, I think every kid that grew up in the 90s had this one shared dream. And at San Diego Comic-Con, I'm going to make it a reality. It is so exciting. I can't wait. Fair to take a guess, Mad Mike? I won't say if you're right or wrong. I'm just curious what you might think it could be.
No, I have no clue. I'm paying attention to this shit.
he's
And you told me not going to tell me if I'm right or wrong, so why waste my time?
All right.
You're not meeting James Marsden, so I'll pass.
You don't know. Maybe I. Maybe.
Oh, I know. Me and JD or JM are tight. God damn it! I'm reading the news at the same time. Fucking JD Vance.
I will tell you some things that we have planned. The mic close here. Some things we have planned. We are connecting with Wizards of the Coast for those Magic the Gathering players. We've got some really cool stuff lined up with them. There are some. Hey, Kevin, retired Army medic, I think is what he's saying. Hey, appreciate you, buddy. Mike, it's someone in the chat's asking for, you need to say dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
There you go. Least we could do. The least we could do is make use of the sound effect. But there's some really cool stuff. I'm trying to look through what I can talk about. There's some stuff involving Paramount. I can say that. There's some stuff involving Marvel's Contest of Champions. I can say that. Can't talk about that. That's a surprise. Clash of Clans is doing a special activation where it's going to be like I think it's like almost like an escape room kind of thing. So that's going to be fun. Pan's Labyrinth is having a huge 40th anniversary. There's like a lot of things happening with Pan's Labyrinth. So we have some things set up there. Bandai Namco we got some stuff with them. Can't talk about that. You mentioned Dungeon Crawler Carl. There's something there. I can't spoil that yet. There's some Skybound stuff. If people know, what Skybound's related to, there's some stuff with there. Overpower, which is a good, it's based on like old 90s. It was like Magic the Gathering before Magic the Gathering, and they had like Marvel cards and stuff like that. They're back in a big way. So we got something on with them. And yeah, that's all I can really kind of talk about for now. But there's some really, really cool stuff, man. Really, really cool stuff. I can't wait. Can't wait. So yeah, stay tuned for our San Diego Comic-Con coverage. Probably starting next Wednesday. We are boots on the ground, going all the way through Sunday night. And yeah, it's going to be absolutely bonkers, insane, crazy. Also, you're turning in your title belt. Yes. Shut up. Also tonight, I should mention, this is a very last minute, very sudden. This wasn't planned. This literally all came together yesterday. We have a special guest joining us at 9 p.m. tonight. He is the voice of Emilio in the King of the Hill revival series, Bobby's sous-chef. And he's going to be on tonight. He's Anthony Campos. Campo, I believe is how you pronounce it. Jesus Christ, I got to get better with names. But he's joining us. I mean, he was in Idiocracy. He's done a bunch of stuff with Mike Judge. So King of the Hill and Idiocracy. He was in Silicon Valley and a bunch of other things. He's a comedian. He's a musician. He's an actor. So that's going to be a really fun conversation. So, and season 2 of, well, not season 2. The second season of the revival series of King of the Hill debuts July 20th. So we're about a week away. And so we'll be talking all about that. No spoilers, of course. But I'm a giant tease. Yes. Yes, I am. If you've learned nothing about me, I am a giant tease. So Mad Mike. This week in pop culture news, obviously X-Men, the animated series, has dropped, I think, 3 or 4 episodes now. Have you caught any of it? What are you thinking?
Nope. No,
Oh, God, you gotta stay in touch with the pop culture news, dude. It's kind of what we do here.
What? I don't know about that.
It's, I mean, because we can't call it CQ brags about all his awesome exploits, so that's why we call it Pop Culture
Well,
Warrior.
we were already doing it for 15 minutes.
So, I'll talk about the first headline that I saw this week that I really loved. I should say I love that. See, that's bad because that implies that I wish bad upon people, which I'm very much against. I'm not, but I will say that Jared Leto is not having a good run at the box office.
Oh, thank God. This is my favorite story of the whole week.
Now look, we gave him praise. We gave him his flowers. I thought Skeletor in Masters of the Universe was probably one of the highlights of the movie. But it's just, we got to call it like the Leto curse, because in his last 4 films, he has lost a whopping $970 million at the box office. So when looking at production and marketing versus what the movies make in the box office, he's on a 4-film stretch, negative almost $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane to me. That is absolutely insane to me. Tron, Morbius, Masters of the Universe. What's the 4th one? Trying to think, what was the 4th one that he was just in? But yes, he is absolutely box office poison. And apparently, after having this nice string of hits, we'll just say, he has no upcoming movie projects in the foreseeable future. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, right?
It's a fucking great thing.
I mean,
out there, who do you know that's like, oh, Jared Leto's fucking awesome, like, I need more of him? Nobody. So it's about time they shut his fucking bitch ass down. Go back to making shitty fucking music, man. Like, you're mediocre at everything you do. He ruins everything he does. Like, he has, like, it's just self-absorbed. Like, it's like they put you in stuff. It's all about you, like, and it's like, no. How about you do some character research and not make it stupid and annoying, or have some range? I don't know, something. He just plays himself and everything.
I mean, I don't know. I feel, because I kind of feel bad. I do.
Why? He's made fucking millions of dollars on being fucking garbage. Like, fucking, how many franchises has he ruined? Everyone he's ever touched.
Okay.
Name a good Jared Leto film. Go ahead, I'll give you a minute. Name one film he's been in where you're like, this is fucking a good film.
Dallas Buyers Club?
He wasn't good in that. He just played himself. He's fucking banging dudes. So it's like the same thing.
So let me, okay. Is it his fault if a movie does badly when there's writers, producers, directors, editors? I mean, how much control does an actor, let's say, have on the success of
a good actor has a decent amount of control. He ruins everything he touches. That's the problem. He's not fit for the role, and instead of saying that, he fucking takes it. And he's like, I'll take that money, even though I fucking can't do this. And then, or he like adds his own flair, which has nothing to do with the role. And it's like, you're fucking just a self-absorbed prick. Like, I just saw recently that, what's his name? God dang it. The guy that played Hamilton, and he does a lot of the Disney stuff.
Oh, Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Yeah. Jesus. I was going to say Manuel Noriega. a little too close.
That far off.
Anyways, he passed on the role of Vulture because he's like, it doesn't fit me. Like, I wouldn't do a good job with it. Well, it would also start right after he did his long Hamilton run, but at the same time, he's like, it's not a role for me. I wouldn't be good at it. And it's like, that's some advice that fucking Jared Leto should take, because every role he takes is not good for him. So maybe just stop fucking acting and make shitty music.
Or a rapping Puerto Rican young Vulture could have been huge. Just saying.
No, fucking, you can't. Michael Keaton is the best person for that role.
Birdman
Especially
himself.
after he did Birdman, fucking Batman. Like, fucking shut up, all right, bitch. To tell me that fucking Hamilton, a shitty fucking, like, mediocre president would be better than fucking Michael Keaton? Suck a fucking giant dick.
He's Batman.
You shut your fucking whore mouth and don't talk to me until you fucking apologize, sir.
He's
really? Can you picture anyone else better than that? Like, fuck. Even just watching him talk about it, I was like, yeah, he's not right for the role. Unless it's like going to be like a fruitcake or something. Like, no.
First of all, get that right. It's not Michael Keaton. He's Batman.
Yeah.
He's just Batman in everything he does.
Fucking American
moving from Jared Leto, because I don't want to give him any more time than he's already gotten.
Doesn't deserve. Sony's not giving. If Sony's not giving you a time, that says a lot. Which I think all of his movies were.
Oh man. This was an interesting story, and I don't know how much faith I have in this story because of the source, because GameStop themselves put this out, but it says
they're still around.
Yes, they're still in business. That, now a big part of their business is they're doing they'll buy your, Pokemon cards and your PSA cards and all these things.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, now they're selling Funkos. They're getting further and further away from games. And just everything
I know
else.
That they but I didn't know they buy cards now. But
they
what are they giving you? Okay, I got a Mickey Mantle. It's worth $10,000, and they're like, that's $3, $1.50. $1.50.
And it expired.
The min 10. What are you talking about? Oh, $3. They don't have a good track record with that. But anyways, go on.
So apparently, they're now doing these things called power packs, because like this whole idea, the blind box, the mystery box, I still don't get it. And I'm going to be so for real for a second. I'm a collector. I love collecting. I've got so many things.
And you collect, you do the boxes. I don't think I've been to one con where you haven't bought a box.
But there's a difference, though. I buy those specifically because they're great for giveaway stuff. So that's why, I'll buy it. Maybe there's one thing in there that I'm like, oh, this is cool, I'll keep it. But 9 times out of 10, when I buy them, that's for giveaway stuff. When I got the Alex Ross signed box stuff, I gave it all away. To me, it's an investment. I mean, yeah, it's fun to see, oh, what are you going to get? I've never been one of these people who, you know what it reminds me of? Remember the gumball machines, right? Where you had the little capsule. You're trying to get the NFL helmet, and you're like,
the one you want up top, or whatever.
And you're like, but it's random, and I never liked it. I hated that because whatever thing I wanted, I never got, and so it instilled in me
clear
this fucking thing.
They show you 3 things. They're like, I'm going to give you that thing, and then I'm going to give you the Wolverine helmet, and you got a chance to win. Just, pay me $35 or $50.
So
it's a lot of it's hot garbage. They shit in the box or whatever.
Congratulations, you got it, sir.
That's the shit I get. I don't do it. I don't do those on purpose because I don't have good luck with anything.
I would and I get the idea, right? You could buy a $5 box and get a $10,000 card. I get that
Yeah.
that is the upside.
You will. I'll get the hot garbage. Like it's one Lego block or
But, like,
whatever. And then
I'd
you go like, I got a
rather-
$10,000 car. I didn't even want to buy it. The guy just forced me to.
I would rather pay the money to buy the thing that I want than to spend a quarter of that and have a higher chance than not to not.
Well,
get
that's
the
how
thing
they
that I
get
want.
you because they're
Yeah.
like, oh, then you keep buying it. It's just like playing at the casino or anything else. But
Yeah.
anyways,
They
what
put
are
it
they
in the
doing
scratch
now
off
with
lottery?
these? That's their new thing is these fucking grab bags?
Well, one of the thing is they're selling these little GameStop power packs where they're random cards. So apparently,
Like any kind of cards? Like
it's
still like Pokemon, baseball, whatever the shit they're selling?
It's whatever
Okay.
they're throwing in the box. So apparently, at Camp Pendleton in California, there is
I've heard of it.
there's a GameStop on base. Apparently, didn't know that
Every
was a
base has
thing.
GameStop.
None of the ones I've ever been on. Anyway, we got Burger King. That's what I got. I was
You
stationed.
got Burger King and got GameStop.
Yeah. So apparently, a U.S. Marine who I think he was like I don't know, he's a lieutenant or something. I don't know. Whatever. Point is, he bought one of these things. He opens it. It is a PSA 10, right? Slabbed graded PSA 10 Japanese Charizard Hollow from the original set. It is a card valued at $29,000.
Fuck him. Fuck the Marines. You fucking pogue ass officer ass bitch buying. Who the fuck's buying? What the homo buys Pokemon cards? Gay.
It was gonna be for his kid. So he wasn't an officer. He was. I mean, he's got the echelons and whatever. So he definitely wasn't an officer. But still,
God damn it! How many up and then how do you have cross rifles?
he's got 3 up and the
My
one under.
Yeah, Sergeant. God damn.
I don't know, Marine ranks. Yeah, all fucking it's
Ah,
all upside
Staff
down and
Sergeant.
backwards. Whatever.
You will dress him as Staff Sergeant. No, that guy deserves it because he gets a lot of shit and he doesn't make any money.
Yeah. So
I
anyway,
saw a thing I didn't know it was related to that.
Yeah.
But I saw an article where they were talking about that card, which is really fucking rare. Apparently, they only made like I don't know, however many, like 100 of them or so, 120 or something like that. Anyways,
yeah,
fucking good for him. Well, so you know what? No, you know what's pissing me off about that is because the only reason that's in that box is because they did what I just said earlier, and some fucking dumb fucking kid brought it in. They're like, "We'll give you $50 for it," and he's like, "All right."
I mean,
that's the only reason they got it. Like they didn't fucking draw that,
they
send
didn't
it out,
pay
and get it graded.
$29,000 for
They
it.
fucked someone over somewhere down the line, big time, and they threw it in the box, or they didn't know what it was worth, and they're just like, "Yeah, Pokemon cards. We give you $5 for Pokemon cards." And the kid's like, "Okay." Meanwhile, his dad's like, "What did you do?"
That is
like, we already shipped that shit away.
That is a more than likely possibility that could have happened. That's what I want to know.
Here's a PS5 disc.
I want to know who packed that up. So that's what I want to know.
I know, right? Like, I want that job. Can I pack these boxes? And they're like, "Well, one for me, none for you."
So, moving on to other extraordinary.
Imagine doing that though. That guy's probably crying. He's like, "Why do we have to put this in here?"
Oh man, oh that's too funny. In other crazy amount of money news, a Tales of Suspense number 39, the Iron Man first appearance splash page. The original art. You're talking the original art from the original first appearance of Iron Man. The cover art,
full, right? Or is that when they went? I don't think he went red and yellow into Marvel.
No, yeah, he was iron. He was like gray.
Yeah.
He was like Iron Man, gray. So it is the original fucking drawing of the original cover of the original first appearance before Iron Man was even a thing. It was in Tales of Suspense. The splash page, 1963. Care to venture a guess what it just sold for 4 days ago?
Did they sell it at GameStop?
It was pulled out of a blind box at GameStop.
GameStop gave them $35 and a voucher for a PS7 disc.
They gave him an old, broken Nintendo GameCube.
No, set a real auction. I don't know, $4 million.
Man, so close. You actually were so close.
I know.
3,875,000. So $250,000 shy of.
I was gonna buy it, but somebody wouldn't lend me $4 million.
Dude, I was in for 387.
Saying, he's like, I got 387. I can't do any more. I'm like, well, I can sell your kid, man.
Oh man, I was in for like 3.5 million, and then it went. I was like, you know what, that's just a little too much for me. But on my Patreon.
Maybe if
money.
it was like Jared Leto Joker, would be in on it. But.
Yes. So I mean, $3.875 million. I have so many questions. Like, where has that been sitting all this time?
Yeah,
why sell it now?
Sorry, the reason there were so much is because there's so few. Because I mean, like they were throwaways back then. Like,
again,
same thing with baseball cards. They would put them in their bike spokes. And
let's be clear. This is the original artwork. This isn't a copy. This isn't the first print. This is the artwork, right?
That's somebody who bought the house and they're like, "Oh, this is an old ass house."
Found it in a box,
and you find that shit.
He found it in the blind box at Dollar Tree.
Got divorced. His wife threw his shit in the fucking attic, and like,
oh man,
Bob Kane, the fucking guy that did Batman, he got divorced. His wife threw all his original shit out. It was probably fucking billions of dollars of stuff, and she just threw it in the fucking garbage. That's probably what happened. Garbage man, he fucking held it, put it in an attic, died, had a heart attack.
You gotta do what you're gonna do. What can I say?
Somebody just drew it and said it was original, and it's not really original. I mean,
I'm pretty sure they have like ways of
carbon dating stuff from the 60s. I doubt they have the time for that.
For 3.875 million, I would say they've got the time.
Yeah.
They got about 3.8 million reasons why.
Some fucking Saudi or some fucking Arab. No, they just send that shit out. Next week there'll be another one. Look, I can care. We verified it. We had GameStop approve it.
Yeah, they put it through the old PSA. They slabbed it.
You ever talk to the people at GameStop? And it's like, these are the people that are approving your PSA cards. Like, holy fuck! Like, I know all about that shit because I've done it my whole life. Like,
oh god!
Like, look at each corner and shit. Imagine that nerd can't even tell me if he has a fucking disc in stock that's not scratched up. Now he's like appraising my fucking Gem Mint fucking Wolverine comic. Like, suck a dick.
You do realize it's not the GameStop that's doing the review.
I know the auction. I'm still amazed that they're grading stuff now, and it's like
they're just submitting it.
I have so many questions. Like, why Sony keeps hiring Jared Leto? I don't know. I say it as it comes to me. My brain works slow. And working on 56K here.
And by the way, I worked at GameStop, okay?
That's just a fucking lot. God damn it. You had like the most interest. I need your resume. You also worked at the icy place, my favorite icy place ever.
Yeah.
Rita's, which still exists. And you worked there, which
that tells you something
for surviving that.
I mean,
we had a net loss because somebody kept drinking the fucking shit before it got frozen.
I mean, I don't want to like claim nothing, but I kind of invented the Misto shake. I'm just saying.
What?
I'm just saying.
What?
I'm
You fucked up. You're like, who the fuck blended this shit together?
I'm dead serious. The year I worked there, it was like a senior in high school. And, you know, like the big thing was the gelati. You put the cream and then the ice and then the cream.
Fucking mind-blowing, monumental shit right there.
I know, right? And then so literally, you know, I used to go to like the McDonald's and stuff to get a milkshake. And I was like, well, fuck, we should just blend it all together. And I literally brought a blender from home and started like blending the shit together so I could drink it because you'd have to eat the gelati. And I'm like, this way I can just drink and work.
Yeah, because you eat you're like, I'm only eating custard. I'm not getting until you get to the end.
Yeah. And it takes time and it takes your hands. But this I could like take a shot, run around, take a shot. And customers started asking, like, what are you drinking or what I was doing? And we started selling them. We're like, hey, you buy the gelati. Because remember, Misto didn't exist. So you would buy the gelati. And I'm like, I'll blend it for you. And it got super popular. And then wouldn't you know it, the very next year, Mistos are on the fucking menu. I'm just saying.
We gotta let you go because you showed up late. And then they premiere the new menu.
I'm just saying, it's coincidence.
Kind of a coincidence.
Just coincidence.
Bastards. Bunch of ball washing bastards.
Yeah. Also, back then, like you had like 6 flavors and they were all.
Did you invent the blue? If you fucking say you invented the blue, I'm fucking out. All right. I'm like,
no.
Okay, Donald. Okay, no. Donald Trump. Slow your roll down here.
All I'm saying is I invented the Misto shake, the greatest shake of all time. All right. Everybody will tell you it's the greatest shake. No, I will say I did not invent any flavors, but I did do this thing at the end of a shift where I'm like, we had leftovers. So I would just start throwing mixes together and just like making, you know, crazy stuff. Like back then it was cherry, it was like mango, and like it was very basic. It was very basic ices. And so I would just start mixing shit together and making crazy concoctions. And then now it's funny, I literally took my kid the other day and it's like rainbow sparkle, banana pants, fuzzies, gemstone. And I'm like, what kind of fuck flavor is that?
It's crazy. The whole thing. You're like, what the fuck? And then you can have toppings. And, like we have Jeremiah's, like they just came here, which I'm kind of an OG, so I always like hesitate. I'm like, you're fucking stealing Rita's thunder with your bullshit hippie nonsense theme. Like, yeah, okay, you fucking hippies, whatever. But they do like flavors of the week and shit, or the month, and it's like whatever, same shit. They like mix a bunch of crap together and they throw some sprinkles on it, and they call it some fancy shit.
Dude, it's wild, man. Like I said, I just went and it blew my mind because, like, all right, you think there's only so many things you can do, right? There's the icy, and then the custard, and then the blending, and then the mixing, and like now they're just throwing whatever. There's one where you could like.
You want a hot dog with it? I'm like, what do you mean? Like on the side in a bun? Like, yeah, let me get some ketchup. No, they're like, no, in it.
You gotta mix
like,
with it.
No, bro.
Use it as a straw on the Misto.
Yeah, you just fucking put a hole in it. You can get that. And there's a pickle one, by the way, at someplace.
At some ballpark. No, you know, like the sour dust on Sour Patch Kids. They now do like a sour one they'll sprinkle on. That's one. The other one was what was the other one? There was some weird one, and then this one blew my mind. They're like, you like a little sweet? How about a little spicy? Fucking Fuego Tajin.
Wow, they like throw that shit on everything.
Who puts hot seasoning on custard and ice? Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's a SoCal thing. If you go to Southern California, they put it on everything. Like you can't order anything.
Say what
without
you mean. It's a Mexican thing. Say what you mean.
No, but because they don't do it in Mexico, they only do it in Southern California. Like everywhere you go, like we were in Disneyland, and I'm like, okay, can I get a fucking Mickey thing? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, God damn, can you not put the tagine on everything?
You got the
Like,
Mickey
I'll
ice
have a
cream bar.
glass of wine, and they're like, I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, you got the Mickey Mouse ice cream
I'm
bar,
fucking
and then
white,
dipping
you
it in
assholes.
dipping
Can't
it in
handle
like
this acid reflux. Fucking IBS. You guys are fucking killing me. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh God, that's too funny. That's too funny. In other news, I don't know how we got there.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Apparently, Adam Driver, former U.S. Marine,
He's an American hero.
he's apparently secretly, unannouncedly so far, allegedly been cast as Magneto for the new Marvel future, for the new next generation of X-Men, which I'm like, isn't he like 25? Like,
yeah, he still looks so young. I was like, he's in the Marines and everything, like when we were in, and I'm like, God damn, how does he not age?
Let's see, how old is Adam Driver? I'm gonna Google this.
I think it was like 2008 guy.
He's 42. Holy shit.
Fuck, he's the same age as, well, gonna be the same age as me.
Man, we are practically the same age. He seems like such a baby. He seems like
that's what they always do. Like, even like, oh, this guy's 20, and it's like played by a 50-year-old Tom Cruise or whatever.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah,
but I don't know if I could. I mean, I like him as a decent actor, but as a Magneto, like,
and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't like a big part of Magneto the whole Nazi camp thing? Isn't that kind of like a big part of his backstory? Are we saying
like bypass it? Like, yeah. My problem. Here's my problem. Okay, this is where I'm at. Ian McKellen and fucking Patrick Stewart are like the two perfect. They couldn't get better actors for those two roles ever. Gotcha. So it's like, now you're telling me, it's like, you know, when you had fuck's sake, who played Jean Grey before?
Oh, the original one?
No, not Jean Grey. You had Rebecca Romaine, and then you replaced her with the lady from the Hunger Games. It's like,
she did all right.
And then you had the lady from Game of Thrones, and you replaced her with the other lady, and it's like, man, it's like a B movie type shit.
Welcome to today's edition
Jensen was the best. Famke Jensen, she was the best fucking Jean Grey. And you can't replace James Marsden. I don't want to know who they have trying to replace the top dog.
Yeah. I will say the kid that they had replace Cyclops for the sequels and whatever.
Never heard of him.
He was like a pouty little bitch, wasn't he? He was
I ignored it. I blacked it out. I didn't even know they had a Cyclops. I just replaced in my mind. Just put, J.M.
Marsden was there. Yeah. One day I'm gonna get you and Marsden together, man. I'm gonna get you guys on a call together someday.
The world might end. So much talent in one room.
So,
yeah, I guess I could see it. Like, if they make his hair gray and stuff, I just interested to see what they're gonna do with the X-Men. I guess
so.
Apparently, it's gonna be young, I would imagine, because they want to stretch it out.
Well, so it makes sense if he's Magneto during the Holocaust, right? Like if he's playing that age Magneto, I mean, even that, like that's why in the even in the X-Men from the 2000s. He's a kid during the Holocaust, right? He's not even an adult. Right. He was a kid during the Holocaust.
A little kid.
So I don't know.
It doesn't fit because, like, the whole thing is like modern day.
Yeah, I don't know.
So how are you going to be? The guy would be 105 right now.
I'm trying to think.
It's not doing. It's like having Bernie Sanders like.
you know, because they could go the whole X-Men First Class
They're
route
gonna
where it
just
takes place in the 70s or whatever.
they would
but-
have to do a different storyline and not be a concentration camp.
right? Like, so so if you were gonna swap out that, like, it has to be like it's the Holocaust. Like, are they gonna make 9/11 his Holocaust? Like, is that like he's a 9/11, like the fucking Twin Tower fell on him and activated his fucking mutant powers or something? Like,
They wanted to go for like classic Disney. They should have done like he's a fucking like Somalian or something. I am the captain now.
I am Magneto now. Look at me, Charles.
Look at my eyes.
Professor X. Look at me. I am Magneto now.
I'm in charge now.
I run the Brotherhood now. It is strange.
Yeah, Vin Diesel. I'm the captain now. We're gonna steal these VCRs. They're like, what the fuck is a VCR? We're taking the VCRs. We're gonna get this.
We're going back in time.
We're gonna go.
Do I imagine Professor Vin Diesel as Professor X?
Yeah.
To me, my X-Men, it's about family.
It's family.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
How fast this fucking jet is. The one race.
We're gonna drift the Blackbird around the sun.
This bitch shoots out of this school at 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds.
Go 0 to 60 microns in 3 seconds.
Okay, but we got somebody like they got sentinels that are killing everyone. Did I tell you how much horsepower it has?
It
Like,
doesn't matter.
We're really gonna fight? So stupid. People are like, why the fuck are we watching this show?
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Dude,
Anyways.
we barely beat the Brotherhood. By an inch or by a mile, it doesn't matter.
I live my life a quarter mile at a
Quarter mile
time.
at a time.
Like what? This
One
doesn't
mutant
apply.
at a time. I live my
Doesn't
life one mutant
apply.
at a time.
Guys only got 6 lines. He only knows 35 words, so we have to fit them all in every movie he's in.
He's got that Schwarzenegger dictionary. It has like 40 words. He just
At
got
least the guy knows another language. Diesel has no excuse. He looks so weird lately. What's wrong with him?
They all do. They all do. But yeah,
I don't see how. I don't know. I'm interested to see how they take it, but I don't think they're going to use the classic.
obviously,
You know,
it wouldn't make sense.
It doesn't fit in.
modern
Like
day.
you can't unless they do some alternate world kind of bullshit, which I have a feeling they might do that, like they did with Fantastic Four, just because they've already set up the universe they have with the Avengers.
Yeah,
And they tried to put in the what was that movie that failed with the funny fucking Indian dude where they discovered adamantium kind of bomb? Eternals.
oh god.
And they try to include that, and it's just weird. Like it doesn't fit. So the only thing would be if it's another universe, like how Fantastic Four
Yeah,
was like 60s ish, and then they do
Yeah.
the same thing with X-Men.
retro futuristic. Yeah,
Because you're
yeah.
like, because otherwise you're like, where the fuck were they this whole time? We got the new Avengers, we got the Avengers. Where the fuck are the X-Men? You guys are just hanging back. Like, I want all this legislation pushed. You know, they had the whole fucking act, the Sokovia. Well, I can't say it.
Sokovia
Yeah,
Accords. Yeah,
Sokovia Accords. And it's like, where the fuck? That was a perfect time for Xavier to come in and be like, what up, peeps?
listen, you're gonna stop. Well, you know, like there was a big rumor that Giancarlo Esposito was gonna be Professor X.
Giancarlo.
Giancarlo. So my biggest guess, and again, this is not confirmed, this is just an educated guess from decades of reading comics and, you know, watching all this stuff. We know Doomsday's coming as an Avengers kind of big thing. It's bringing back a bunch of the old characters. We have confirmed Fantastic Four is in it. We have confirmed that the Avengers are in it. We have confirmed new Avengers are in it. We have confirmed the old X-Men are in it. So that tells you it's a multiversal story.
And now you got Adam Driver as Magneto, so it's like, yeah, they're doing it away. Out with the old.
I'm gonna go back. You could find the episode from like a year ago when I was talking about this, where I really believe Doomsday will end with all these incursions crashing into each other. Everything is destroyed. Everything is reset. Then shift into Secret Wars, the follow-up big crossover event, where now it's this reborn universe that Doom created in his image, which will be a patchwork of all these different universes. So like the Netflix shows, the Fox properties, the everything, it's all going to be combined into one. And then coming out of that one,
there's all these new X-Men.
That's when you reset the universe, and now X-Men have been here the whole time, right? It's like they're just gonna run right into it.
They did it kind of in the comics where they mashed everything together, and then it's like, yeah, we're the X-Men, but it's like not the X-Men, or whatever.
Right. Exactly. So I do believe that
I could see that.
Yeah. That is what's going to happen. Obviously, very excited because the next Spider-Man movie is right around the corner. We're just like a couple weeks away.
Supposedly has Jean Grey in it.
Which supposedly Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Which I mean, age-wise would line up. If Adam Driver is Magneto, then Sadie Sink being Jean Grey kind of age lines up, but still, I don't know. Still wouldn't really make a lot of sense, but fuck it. We'll figure it out.
Well, they got Professor X, Michael Myers, just throwing it out there.
But the Shrek version of
Mike Myers, yeah, the Scottish accent.
He's like, "Oi, get out of my swamp! Get out of my X-Men school!" That was terrible. Jesus Christ, that's a terrible.
That's pretty good. You were good enough for the TV series. Might feature you on the ride at Universal.
Donkey, Ed was it? Oi, donkey, get out of my swamp. Anyway,
we start making another one of those. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, because Zendaya doesn't have enough stuff she's in, so they had to make a Shrek movie for her because she's gonna play the daughter of Shrek.
You gotta make that money, player.
Gotta make that money. So I was saying that I'm excited for Spider-Man. Obviously, it's coming out right at the time of San Diego Comic-Con, so that'll be a huge thing. What I'm most excited for, Marvel is back presenting at Hall H. Last year, I was at San Diego Comic-Con. I sat in Hall H. Marvel had a great presence, but it wasn't Marvel Studios. We got to see the first look at the Daredevil season. I got to see the first peek at Vision Quest, which was awesome. And I'm still dying to see that because I think it's going to be fucking amazing.
It's all a filler.
It was all like the Marvel animation stuff. It was the Marvel Disney Plus stuff. It was some game stuff, but Marvel Studios, kind of the big dog, wasn't there.
And they're back now because they are returning. Spider-Mans, they got Avengers.
Yes, sir.
Daredevil 3.
Yes. So it is very, very, very exciting. We still only have gotten those tiny little clips and those tiny little leaked images of Avengers Doomsday that's coming out in just a couple of months.
I say fuck, I'll leave it like that. I don't want to see the trailers.
I agree. I agree to an extent.
You watched the latest Spider-Man trailer? I'm like, no, I fucking didn't, because it's just spoiling the whole movie for me.
I agree to an extent. I love the teaser trailers, and I love the first theatrical trailer. But after that, I don't want to see anything else.
Yeah, call it. Don't want to see anything else. Reveal too much, and it's like you only have so much to go off of. Like, don't.
Yeah. Yep. So
you're fucking ruin everything, because the next thing you know, what they're gonna show is like fucking Jean Grey or whatever in the car, and it's like, you cocksuckers. Like, come on.
So
it's the worst part when it's like a funny movie, and then it's like you said the four funniest jokes. Lines in the fucking trailer. Like, come on.
It's the same thing. Action movie, you'll see the best car chase, you'll see the best explosion. Comedy, you'll hear the best jokes. I will say that
man.
something that I respected about Marvel going back, I haven't really seen them do it as much since, like, I think the last time I saw it was like Infinity War, where they would purposely put misleading things in the trailer. They'd put shots that are not in the movie. They would put shots that have been heavily edited out of the movie. Sometimes it's a little obvious, like the Brand New Day, when you had like the one Spider-Man jumping into all the villains, and they're like, that's shot weird. So they're like, obviously there's something missing here. So yeah, I mean,
I like it. That's my favorite, because then you get all the nerds who are like analyzing it and like, this is gonna be from comic issue 333 series 2, where he fought the spotted tiger and they scratched him, and then he got this vagina.
Yeah, nailed it. Perfect.
That's what CQ does to me. I got this theory. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I didn't watch it. You know, I'm boycotting all trailers.
So my prediction is one of the biggest things coming out of San Diego Comic-Con is going to be the release of the first full theatrical trailer for Avengers Doomsday. As well, I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped the first official trailer for the Beyond the Spider-Verse movie that we've been waiting for like 3 years.
Which is already dropped. I just read that earlier. Somebody has it. It's on the internet, player.
No, it can't be. It can't be. No. Let me see that. I think you're wrong, but let's see. Beyond the Spider-Verse.
But anyways, so expect Tom Holland to be running around there. Might get a little RDJ.
I mean, that would be awesome. That
My
would be
dog,
so cool.
James Marsden, tell him I said what up.
I mean, they should. Obviously, that's the place to get them all together.
And they all live there. Like, yeah, of course they'll be there.
They got there's no trailer released yet. Somebody released like a fan-made trailer.
Oh, is that what it was?
But
I believe everything I see on the internet, sir.
You know it's all true. Everything on the internet, it's all
everything
true.
Is true. Yeah,
it's all true. So yeah. But as we're winding down the first hour of Pop Culture Warrior while we wait for our guests to join us, what do you guys...
My kids saw the Moana movie. They actually liked it. But it's like the same movie.
Yeah.
But
it's just a shot-for-shot remake in live action.
My aunt went with them and she's like, the guy's hair was stupid. I was like, okay. Yeah. Everyone knows that.
He just really, really wanted long hair. That's
totally. Yeah. He's like, let me see how I look.
Because like I remember, in the cartoon he had more like a fro kind of in the Moana cartoon movie.
Yeah,
it was very curly, bushy hair. I want to say.
You know that came out 10 years ago. That was like in 2016.
Moana really come back that long ago? God damn.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit! I felt like it just came out. No, it's 2016. They released that.
He didn't have, I mean, he had kind of, I'm looking at it now, he had kind of long hair, but it was definitely more curly, bushy versus like.
And I like how they're like, he's like, oh, they had to wear a fat suit. And it's like, bitch, what are you talking about? They just made your muscles bigger in all the right place. Like, bigger shoulders, biceps.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like he was a fat fuck. Like,
yeah, he wasn't fat. He was a thick man. He was a true.
He was a normal, like average Samoan. Like,
yeah, average Samoan, I would say. Absolutely.
Everyone's not ripped like The Rock. Like, you can't afford all those fucking
Samoan
cutting agents and spend 5 hours in the gym. They got jobs. Like, you got to work at the hotel.
800 hard-boiled eggs, 62 grilled chickens.
They're eating fucking roasted pork and shit all the time.
But yeah, so needless to say, there's a lot, I'm sure, that's going to come out of San Diego Comic-Con. I'm curious out there if there's anyone that has certain expectations coming out of San Diego Comic-Con. Are there certain announcements they're excited for. Oh man, yeah, you're right. Anubis said we don't typically do this, but obviously we had the passing of Sam Neill, legendary actor, probably most known for Jurassic Park. Such a shame, such a loss. Great actor. So shots to him and his peoples, because that's a bummer. That's a bummer.
He was like 70. So.
I mean, you lived a good life. You lived a good life. You crossed this. In my opinion, you crossed the 70 threshold. You had a good run.
Yeah,
you had a good run, and especially, I mean, you're a household name. Ain't nobody gonna care when this dude.
And I think he was 44 or 52 when he did Jurassic Park, and that was like his breakout thing. Yeah. Otherwise, he was like, I didn't know he was from fucking New Zealand.
That's a good, I didn't know that.
Everyone there, like, they have that, like, Australian kind of, I don't mean to shit on New Zealand, but it's like they all have, like, kind of like this similar Australian accent, like or that fat guy from that Russell Crowe Santa Claus movie, or like the director of Thor, Love and Thunder. They all sound like that,
Taika Waititi.
I thought he was fucking English. So
no, New Zealand. Anyway.
He's a great actor because he covered up the fucking New Zealand accent, is my point. Jesus Christ, I'm not trying to be a racist. He's just fucking a talented person. You could just sound like an American. I feel like American actors are like the most untalented actors because we all like you fucking everyone you hear that's like, you're like, that guy's from the South or whatever. He's like, or he's from New York, and it turns out they're fucking British. Yeah. Like the fucking mean guy from Walking Dead, everyone was like, yeah, that guy is definitely an American. And he's like, oi! Give me the fish and chips. Fucking Harry Potter. Governor. You're like, what? That's the guy from Love Actually? Like, that's fucking Rick Grimes? Like, the fucking limeys? Fuck.
I mean,
Doctor Strange. They all do it, though. It's like, it just comes natural. Like, we might have come from there or something at one point in time.
Doctor Strange is British,
what?
Yeah, man.
Robert Downey Jr. No, Doctor Strange. Yeah, fucking Brendan. Yeah, we all knew that.
Robert Downey Jr. Yes,
fucking Sherlock Holmes. You British Sherlock Holmes. I forgot how Sherlock Holmes too.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. We have lost it.
Robert Downey Jr. does everything. Just fucking he's in every Marvel movie.
Yes. You're right. There's a lot of really exceptionally talented. Tom Holland, obviously, is it, and Andrew Garfield. People forget Andrew Garfield is.
That's right. I always forget. Yeah.
Of all of our really Spider-Man,
plays it off. He's like you completely like. He doesn't speak in his accent
Americanized. Yeah. No. Of all the Spider-Man, I think only Tobey Maguire is the only like American.
Andrew Garfield did a fucking great show about the Mormons. I think it was on Hulu. I don't remember the name of it because I can't remember. I can only remember like 3 things. And then CQ talks to me about himself for like 35 minutes and they forget even more shit.
Yes.
And he did like a Utah type acts. God, that guy's a good actor too.
Oh man. But obviously
they go to school for it. Like you go to college. Yeah. I think that's why they're so good.
They have accent coaches and things.
Here, it's like you're gonna go to school for acting, you fucking loser. Stick to welding, you fucking dumbass. Join
the army. All right. Anyway, we've reached the top of the hour. Our guest hasn't joined us yet, but I think we're gonna toss it to a break. That'll give me a quick second to get a drink, and hopefully our guest will join us. Or if not, then we'll just do more show. We'll just do more show. It happens. It happens. So, Mr. Mad Mike, as always, I appreciate you for hanging out with us for the first hour, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Lots of cool things.
We'll see what happens.
Hang around a little bit. Stay a while. Say goodbye just in case.
Goodbye, everyone. Hey. Tune in tomorrow. England versus Argentina. Messi versus Harry Kane. 2 of the greats. Last matchup. probably ever in the World Cup. So
You were on the wrong
exciting.
show, dude. You got it. That's a.
I know. That was like, hey,
sports
guys,
bar,
need any
man.
help? They're like, no, we got it.
Jesus
Good
Christ.
match today too. But anyways,
Yeah.
Messi.
Messi!
When we first started hanging out, it was one of the World Cups, and Messi was all the rage. So it's an
Yes.
insight.
Messi. All right, guys. We will be back after a short break, hopefully with a guest. Let's see what happens. All right. We'll see you in a bit. Shots.
Hey, you there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, alright? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, what do you think because the show is going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
In the shadows of the city bright, where heroes rise and take the fight, there's a voice that breaks the night. It's CQ with the insight. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends and those crazy scenes, pop culture, dreams and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends and those crazy scenes, pop culture, dreams and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight. Marvel at the twists and turns, villains playing, heroes learn. Every episode we'll discern lessons from the past to learn. Games we play and books we read, CQ's lessons what we need. Memories that make us bleed, together we will take the lead. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another fight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. The CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. The CQ leading the charge so bright, we're ready for another flight.
Hi there. You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. This is the way.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Pop Culture Warrior. Boy, howdy, are you in for a good time? Tonight's guest is an actor, comedian, musician, and voice performer whose career has taken him from the hip-hop scene of East Los Angeles to projects including Idiocracy, Lopez, Silicon Valley, Harsh Times, and now Hulu's revival of King of the Hill. It's about to debut its second season, and he's once again stepping into the role, bringing Emilio to life using not only his voice, but really elements of his own likeness and personality as well. Emilio is the character that works alongside the now grown Bobby Hill and plays an important role in the next chapter of Bobby's life. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to do this. Without further ado, the incredible Anthony Campos, everybody.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Anthony, man. Wait, what do I call you? We're friends now. So is it Anthony? Is it Ant? Is Citric? I mean, what do I call you?
I mean, because in the streets, everybody calls me Citric, Big Citric, like citric acid, because people go, what's a citric? And I have to explain like citric acid, but I always tell everybody, man, like, what do I call you? So I tell them, just call me whatever, man. I mean, just don't call me Collect, because that thing gets expensive. Man.
Hell yeah,
Does anybody
man.
do Collect calls anymore?
that's not a thing anymore, man. No.
Yeah, but
listen.
I'm cool with Anthony, Citric, whatever. It's all good, man.
All right, man. Emilio. No. Listen.
Or Emilio too, yeah.
There you go.
I respond to that now too, man. I got used to it.
Yeah, I mean, you sound obvious. I mean, I was gonna say like you sound just like the character, but obviously it's your voice. So first off, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, man.
There's so much, King of the Hill. That's the first thing we got to touch on, because obviously it's about to debut its second season of the revival, because it's technically like whatever the 16th, 18th, 100th season of the show altogether. When you finally received the confirmation that you were officially joining the cast last season as Emilio, what was that moment like? Like, what did that mean to you?
I mean, it was a trip, because I had already worked on one episode of King of the Hill back like in season 4 or 5, like in the early. I did like one voice as Danny Trejo, which played was Enrique, his brother-in-law. So I had really no character name yet. So Mike asked me about, hey, would you be down to do a voice for we had just done Idiocracy, and he was like, man, there's this little role that I think you'd be great. So when I got on that, I was pumped up, because I was like, I love King of the Hill, and everything that Mike Judge does. But years later, fast forward now, get the call, if I want to be a recruiting cast member, and I was just like, I was like even more pumped up. It was just like a surreal thing, because, season, King of the Hill, technically now it's season 15, but King of the Hill has been around for so long now. It's just like, it became it's a household thing, even if you don't watch it or you don't watch it, everybody's seen at least a couple episodes at one point or another, so it's a big honor for me to be a part of this revival cast.
Yeah, I mean, it is an indelible mark of pop culture, right? There's whether it's skins in Fortnite or replays on all the channels and the streaming services. King of the Hill is one of those shows that it doesn't really die. It never really went away. Even when it went away, it never really went away. It's always been in the circulation of the zeitgeist of pop culture. You talked a little bit about, you did the one voice, Danny Trejo, amazing. His brother-in-law, Enrique's brother-in-law. How does it feel to kind of, even though it's not the same character, but to step back into that world of Arlen, Texas, of the animated world, almost 2 decades removed from that first appearance?
I mean, it's just an awesome feeling, like I said, man, just, to be around such an amazing cast, all these voices, all these legendary voices, it feels super awesome, man, just to be a part of it, man, and sometimes it's just like a I gotta pinch myself sometimes. You know, it's like a surreal type of thing. You know,
Hell yeah.
I gotta wake myself up sometimes.
It's the dream. You live in the dream, brother. You live in the dream.
Yeah.
For people that are maybe meeting Emilio for the first time, maybe they didn't catch, you know, the new revival series last season. What's like, who is he? Give us, you know, what role does he play, obviously, in Bobby Hill's life, and the importance of his character to this new series?
So basically, Emilio, you know, first of all, Bobby, you know, he's all grown up now, so you know he's a part owner in a restaurant. I think it's a fusion between German and Japanese, you know. So I play chef in there, and I'm basically, aside from just being the sous chef, I'm also like Bobby's kind of like mentor, you know, kind of like confidant, you know, like, you know, and I always trying to give him advice, you know. So I'm kind of like an uncle to him, you know, and I'm trying to give him the best advice I can give him, you know, because he goes through all these different problems, you know, all these different situations, and Emilio's always trying to be there for him, you know, no matter what the situation. Emilio always tries to give him the best advice he can give him, even though sometimes it's not always the greatest advice, but he tries.
I'm curious because, like you said, you know, there definitely feels, you know, I haven't seen the new season, obviously, but having watched the last season, you know, just coming right into it, there felt like such a bond between these characters. Like they have a very long history. You know, it's his friend, it's his mentor, like you said. What's maybe something the character of Emilio that he understands about Bobby that maybe some of the other characters don't really understand about him?
Man, that's a good one, because I don't know, there's that connection, you know, that it's just almost, you know, aside from being almost like co-workers, you know, like I said, there's just that certain connection, almost like it just feels like family instantly. And so, you know, and Emilio, you know, as he has a soft heart, you know, and he has a soft side to him. And so he looks at Bobby like, you know, like this, like my nephew, so to speak, you know, and so he wants to make sure Bobby does the right thing, you know, and it's just kind of like almost like a family connection there, I think, you know.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Emilio, I mean, it's not just your voice. I mean, the character also incorporates your likeness, your personality. I'm curious, how did that come about? Because like what parts of the real Anthony are in there versus, you know, because it's got your background and your sense of humor.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Was it written that way? Did you bring that to the character? How did that come about?
When I got the call for the role, they had me do some reading, like voice, like a sample of a voiceover, you know. So they sent me some stuff to you know, to kind of like interact with it, and then do the voices, and then try, you know, like different, I guess different styles, what it would be. But they explained to me what they were looking for, kind of. And I go, well, you know, and then from the jump, Mike Judge, he already knows when he calls for something, it's because it's a specific, like you're the only one that can play this part, you know. Like, it's kind of those situations. So there's like maybe about 80% of Anthony and Emilio, you know, and then the other percent is just you know, just going along with the character, you know. but for the most part, yeah, you know, it's like it's about a good 80% of me in there, you know. And like I said, I had to do it a couple of different ways. He even had me read in Spanish, like do some Emilio stuff in Spanish, because there's certain scenes where, you know, require certain words in Spanish, you know, and they want to make sure the pronunciation is right and all that. So yeah, so that's how that process kind of went.
That's incredible. I mean, I can't imagine, because again, you know, I have such a huge respect for voice actors and the people that, you know, create these characters and give them life. But it's one thing, you know, if I'm voicing a tree in this thing and, you know, okay, I can, but I can't imagine for you, this is as close to you as a cartoon as you can get. Like, is it weird? Is it weird watching a character who looks like you and acts like you and talks like you? Is that weird?
Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw the character, I was like stunned. I was like tripping out, because we were at the studio, and it was kind of like after we did season 14 towards the end, they needed me to go back in to match up just one little line, And I remember I went in there, and then they had the big screen out, and then I thought I was just gonna go in there and just do what I would do normally. When I was going in there, I was reading during the first taping of season 14. I didn't know what the character looked like. I was just reading and being directed how they wanted me to say it. The certain words, whatever the lines and all that. And so when they brought me back in for that on season 14, on season 14, the last episode, there was this line they wanted me to match. So they brought out the character, and I was like, and for a minute I was just looking at it, like I didn't know, like I was kind of speechless. I was just like blown away. I was just like tripping out, like, man, it's kind of looks like me. We got the same haircut and everything.
I can't imagine. That's got to be wild.
Yeah. It was. I was tripping out.
so obviously, I guess we'd have to talk to Mike Judge about it, but understanding like which came first. Did they have an idea for the character and then go, okay, I know a guy who kind of fit into that, or was your voice was just so good that they're like, we gotta make the character look like him because it's so him, which it was like chicken and the egg. Which one came first?
Yeah, you know what? I haven't even bothered to ask Mike that, but next time I talk to Mike, I think I am gonna ask him. But I think you nailed it though, man. I think my voice carries a certain tone, a certain sound. So I think, to get the right character, I think probably that was the closest they can do is try to get it as close as me as possible,
It was either that or they were going to draw Danny Trejo. One or the other. It's like the voice, you guys, so distinct, so distinct. I'm curious because I know in certain voice acting recording sessions, the cast works very separately, independently. Certain situations, they work very collaboratively, collectively, recording together. How much interaction did you have with Pamela? Which, for those that don't know, Bobby Hill's voiced by a girl. But how much interaction did you have with Pamela when you guys were recording?
In the beginning, in the first season, season 14, the first couple episodes, not too much. Only at the table reads, and we would hang out and we would talk, and then so the first time she saw me, and she already knew what my character looked like, and then right away she looked over, I can't remember who it was. I think she looked over to Mike, or I don't know who. She looked, goes, "Hey, this is Emilio," and I started laughing. Yeah, that's him. And so she gave me a big hug, and we she's super sweet. So we chop it up, we talk, every time I run into her, like, because when we record, everybody record separate. When we do the table reads, everybody's together. So you kind of get to interact with there. And then before we do the table reads, everybody's talking, having some coffee, water, whatever, and just hanging out. And after the read, and then everybody just goes home. But once you start recording, it's just you in the booth. But there was a couple times that I did get to run in after, like my appointment was right after her appointment. And so we would run into each other in the lobby and we talked for a little while like that.
That's okay.
But she's super sweet lady, man.
And that's an important part of having the bond that is on screen with these characters and also having that connection with the person behind the voice, I would imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What surprised you most about the recording process on a production that's as established, as much of a history as King of the Hill? Was there anything that jumped out at you?
No, because like I said, I had already done one of the episodes in the first few seasons. So when I came into this one, I already knew what to expect. I already knew how the process works, But the very first time I had never done voiceover work. And that was my first time when I did King of the Hill on one of the first seasons. And that time I was just like tripping out on the process, how it worked. And I was like, oh, damn, this is crazy. I never saw myself doing that, and now here I am, so I was like, man. And I said it one time too, if I could do this full time, man, this would be awesome, man. You just walk in there with your pajamas and you're good, You ain't got any combing hair or nothing, man.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't want to spoil anything for this coming season here in a couple days. But is there anything you're especially excited about as the relationship continues between Bobby and Emilio for people to see?
I'm just excited for all the, for I'm really excited for the fans that really have been anticipating how the story is going to continue, you know, because even for the first season, you know, I was just like, I was more excited for the fans because you know, I'm a big fan, so I know what it feels like, you know. So I was like, you know, I already knew what was coming, you know. So it was like, I was like, man, I can't wait till the people see what the reactions of the people are. So to me, it's always every time after the season airs, once it drops, like a few days later, and then I like to get all the feedback from people. We're like, hey, what you think, you know, and stuff like that. But I'm always excited, man. I'm just, you know, just to see the new episodes, how they come out, because like I said, 9 out of the 10 times you're in there, you don't even see the action of what's going on. You're just doing the voices. So when it comes out and then you see it, it's like it's all brand new to you, you know. So so I'm excited.
You get to you're only doing like your part. You don't see what the other characters are off doing, and so to really see it all come together, it makes sense.
Exactly.
And
it's like a puzzle.
It's like a puzzle.
It's like a puzzle.
Man, like I've been such a fan for so long, and I gotta give credit obviously to the writers, to the creators, to all the people. You know, there are times where we've seen revivals or resequels or reboots or reskins or whatever, and it just doesn't have the magic of that original thing that we loved, and this nails it so damn good. Like it feels like it just picked up and we lost him for a second. Come back. Oh my God, we lost him. It's all right. Give him a second. Saying there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So it happens sometimes. But I was just saying, this series feels like it picks up right where it left off. It's so good. And we're just so happy to have this series come back and again in such a way that it is still so loved and cherished, and you feel that with you, the voices, the cast, the writing, everybody does such an amazing job of bringing that show back to where it was and having that power.
Yeah. No, a lot of people felt the same way. You know, when the season 14 first came out, the first revival, people were like, man. A lot of people were like, they thought they didn't know what to expect. You know, but a lot of people were like, man, you already know the way situations are, man. When they bring back a part 2 or revival, man, it's never the same, man. But I feel like this one, I feel like it picked up right where it left off, and it's just kind of like like it just kind of eased in, and the story continues.
Yeah, absolutely.
For many more seasons, I hope.
Absolutely, many seasons. You have said that Mike Judge was one of the first people who saw more in you than the stereotypical roles Hollywood was originally offering. So I'm curious, what was it? What did Mike recognize in you that other people were overlooking?
Man, you know what? To be honest, I don't even know, man. Because I asked myself the same thing. Dude, when I first started working with Mike, the first thing I go, man, I asked him, I go, are you sure you got the right guy? Because you know what I mean? And he goes, no, you're perfect for this role, and you know, and so that's just Mike. I don't know, like Mike has a special gift that he sees things in people, and he knows how to bring it out of them too. Because I didn't, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing with some of the projects I worked with before, is like I kind of knew, like I don't know, I just never really like thought about it, and then he just kind of brought it out of me, like that funny out of it, because I've never really considered myself like to be, where I could be funny or something, it's just because of my look, it's always been like that, and before I started working with Mike, I had only done a couple other projects where just like a background, and it was just like the typical gangster role, that was it, because the way I look.
Yeah. I mean,
then when Mike came,
no, go continue.
No, I was saying, then when Mike came, and he stepped, he once he became part of my life, like it took me to a whole nother level, whole nother situation where I'm like, oh damn, what I'm saying? Because I was hearing that a lot, Latinos always get typecast and this and that, and which I don't mind if that's the situation, as long as you're working, but at the same time, some people don't like that, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it just kind of, it is what it is. I just go with the flow, to be honest with you, man.
I mean, it's a great attitude to have, right? I just want to be able to support myself and my family, and I just want to work, and I want to do the work. But I do think it's an important thing to talk about this idea of typecasting. You know, in the 80s, it was like the Russians were all the bad guys, and then in the 90s, it was all the gangbangers and, you know, the guys on the street and everything. And so there's always, in the 2000s, it was obviously like Iraqi, Afghan, it was all the terrorists. But, you know, so there's always this typecasting and stereotyping of certain ethnicities. You know, I look at Michael Pena is a great example of such a phenomenal actor who had to battle through those typecastings of just Chicano one and background gangbanger. So, you know, it's an incredible thing to see when people are given the opportunity to showcase that, like, we're more than just an accent. We're more than just a color. We're more than just you know, a background guy. What do you remember? I mean, because again, Mike Judge is, I mean, such a legend for so many different reasons and so many different properties. What do you remember about your first real meeting with him or your audition with him? Like, what caught your eye? What caught your attention?
Well, I mean, when I first did the audition for the movie Idiocracy, that's the first time I met Mike. You know, so first I went in, I did the audition, but Mike wasn't there. It was just the casting department, you know, and so it was two ladies. You know, we did the stuff. They recorded everything. I had never auditioned in my life before, you know, so I was like super nervous, but I did it, you know. And then a few days later, the casting lady, the main casting lady, calls me up. She says, "Hey, Mike Judge saw your video and he thought it was funny and he wants to meet with you. He's coming into town in a couple of weeks and he wants to have another reading, you know, with you." And I said, "Oh, dope, you know, yeah, you know, I'm down, you know." So then, and then, you know, I already knew who Mike Judge was, you know, obviously, you know, because he was already doing King of the Hill. He had done, you know,
Beavis and Butthead,
Office Space, Beavis and Butthead, you know, all the, you know, classic shit, you know. So I was excited just to meet him. I was like, if I get the part or not, I'm just excited to meet Mike Judge, you know. So yeah, so we had the date came. I went in there. I met him, you know, introduced him. Said, "Hey, it's Mike Judge. Hey, what's up, man?" After, you know, we chopped it up for a little bit. We talked, and just, you know, just small talk about life or whatever, you know, and how's everything. And then all right, let's get to work, you know. So then we sat down, and he goes, "I want you to read again for the Secretary of Defense. I saw your video. I thought it was hilarious. I want you to read for it again, you know." I read for it. Cool. And then he had me read for like 4 other characters, and then that was it. And we talked again a little bit, and then I left. And I left, and then they go, "We'll be in touch." And that was it. Like, and I didn't hear anything for like, I don't know, like 3 months, maybe like 2-3 months later, I heard that I got the role, you know. And I was like, "What role?" You know, because I had totally forgot about it. Yeah, they go, the one you, well, they didn't have a name at the moment. They were just calling it a Mike Judge film, you know. And they were, well, for the Mike Judge film, you came to read. Remember, for Secretary of Defense? Oh, that film, yeah, what's up? You know. And then they started telling me, they go, "Yeah, you're gonna be out in Austin, Texas. You know, you're gonna go out there and film for a month. We need you for a whole month. So you're gonna have to, any plans or whatever you got going on, man, you know, have to just, you know, we need you for those 4 weeks." I was like, damn. Because at the time I was doing music. I was in a hip hop group. It was called Pueblo Cafe. We're doing Spanish rap, and we're getting ready to drop a record. And the record company had everything set up for us, a whole promo tour. We had, you know, all the media run, you know, because it was all Spanish. So we were going to go to Miami for a week and do all the Spanish shows out there, like, you know, Telemundo and Univision, all those, you know, all those Spanish stations. And then we were starting to do that here in LA, but the record company right away put a hold to that. They go, "No, don't worry about it," because I wasn't going to go. I almost didn't take the job because my concern was, you know, I don't want to put the project on hold, and then I got everybody on hold because of me, you know, because I got to go film this. But the label was like, "No, don't worry about all that. We'll make sure everything. We'll postpone everything. We'll back everything up for like a month and a half. You go out there, you do that movie." Yeah, that's what the main guy told me from the record label. I said, "All right, cool." And yeah, and then so we went over there, and it turns out Mike ended up using a couple of songs of ours from that record that dropped. He ended up telling me, he goes, "Hey, there's a couple of songs I like on that new record, man." So He goes, I want to put them in. And I go, cool, man. Talk to the record label. Let's make it happen.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and from a business sense, it makes sense. Like, I respect that you're coming in from a place of like, I have these people that are, that they're committed to this thing, and I got to honor what I set out to do, and I don't want to hold people back. But from the business side, they're going like, this dude makes his movie, he blows up. That looks good for us, So. Damn, that's amazing.
And it did help. It did help the label because now when Idiocracy came out and I was out doing promo runs, and then even though the movie didn't hit right away as big, they were just excited because it was a big production movie, that was out. It was Mike Judge, so now they were using that to even push the record more,
right,
which helped a lot, And then of course once Idiocracy came out, and over the years, it's helped tremendously. Even though we don't dabble in the music as much, like once in a while I'll get in the booth, but it's rare, but we still get a lot of fans for that record, because of Idiocracy, so I always thank Mike Judge for that, because that's a whole nother outlet right there.
Yeah. Oh, and we're going to touch on the music here in a second, but to focus on Idiocracy, just again, yes, it wasn't this commercial success that was like out the door, oh my God, box office, shooting fireworks, but it has built such a feverish fandom over the years, and such a cult following. It I think gets more culturally relevant every year. I feel like we're getting very close to a lot of things. We'll just say that nicely. When you're making it, and when what were you thinking? Like, as this, like, oh man, this stuff is so crazy, it's so off the wall. Like, what was the feeling, reading it and being part of it and seeing it come together and just making this thing? I can't imagine.
Well, the crazy part is that I never read the whole script until half of the time I was on set, I really didn't know what was going on until little by little I started reading like the pages that we were going to record that day. And then of course, I'm trying to memorize everybody else's lines so I know where to come in with my shit. And so that's when once I was on set, then it started hitting me. And then when I started looking around, I was walking around on set, and I'm looking around and I'm just tripping on all the props. I'm like, what the heck is all this? And then little by little it just started making sense. Like, oh, I get it now, But then once I saw it all pieced up a year later, that's when I was like, damn. I was tripping out.
I mean, it's crazy, really. I think people that see it, maybe for the first time more recently are like, oh, they're poking a mirror, they're holding the mirror up to society. I'm like, when this thing came out, this was so far-fetched. This was so off the wall ridiculous. It could never happen. And like, oh my God, that is, anyway. Moving on. When people maybe come up to you and go like, oh my God, Department of Defense, like, is there something is there like a line that people quote to you? Is there a scene that people bring up to you when they meet you? Anything like that?
The one I always get hit with is the electrolytes. They're like, hey, plants got, like, hey, Brando's got what plants crave. And then they get a kick out of it when I reply back. It's got electrolytes. Like, oh, yell it out.
It's so good. It's so good. You can't deny that. You were also appeared in Silicon Valley, and that's such a different style of like, it is in the comedy realm, but it's it's not a Mike Judge thing, obviously. But so I'm curious, what did you kind of take away from that experience as like the approach to comedy when you compare it to different creators, like what Mike Judge does?
Well, actually, Mike Judge directed that episode, the one I did.
There you go.
Yeah, that's how I ended up getting that too. Mike called and he knew, because that whole persona right there, that Chewy, that was the character that was in Silicon Valley. That was me like 20 years prior to that, that was actually me like that, just on the streets, just running amok, so, and Mike knew that, so Mike knew I could be authentic with it, and bring it to life, be the character he wanted. There
you go. I mean, well, there you go. It fits like a glove, man. Another great character you played was on Lopez, and apparently, from what I read, that was written with you in mind. So again, I'm wondering how much of Anthony is inside that character.
I think because the character name was Manolo, and I played George Lopez's driver and bodyguard, and his friend from his neighborhood, right? So I want to say the same thing like Emilio. About 80% of me is in there, About 80% of me is in there, And then the other 20% is just the one that the other part that plays dumb, like the dumb side of them, Because I'm dumb, but not that dumb.
That was good. Good answer. Smart answer. What did working closely with George Lopez kind of teach you about performing comedy on camera and kind of working in that world?
Man, a whole lot, man, because even though we weren't doing like what George did in the first George Lopez show where they had multi cameras, we had 2 cameras, but we had the flexibility of takes and all that stuff, and punch-ins and all that, so it's totally different, so George's pace is like pretty quick. So the first couple episodes, he was like just like being like real like patient with me, and trying to tell me, because he already knew I was acting, so he knew I could do the acting stuff, but some of the timing I had to follow his timing. So little by little, he I don't want to say he taught me the timing, but he taught me how to keep up with this timing, and then I just kind of like got it from there. Because in the beginning, I remember one of the first episodes, he was telling me, all right, at this, we did like 3 takes the way it's written on the script. And he goes, all right, this next one, let's try this. We're going to improv, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. And then we're going back and forth. And I'm just staring at him with a blank look, And so he's looking at me like, never mind, man. We'll slow it down for you a little bit, man. You're not ready yet. This is maybe like the second episode,
Yeah.
So I had never done television like that. Like I said, I've been in a couple of movies, but the movies is different to doing television, So but after by the 3rd episode, I was on it. So, and we were on it for like 2 seasons, and I was on it. So I was like on all 12 episodes there for both seasons.
Yeah.
12 back to back, So yeah. And originally I was only supposed to be on 6 episodes in the beginning. Yeah. And then they said I nailed the character so much that they just kept writing me in on every episode.
Hey, I mean, if it's 80% you, I mean, it should be pretty easy to play. No?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like it wasn't that hard, man.
There you go. And I think a lot of people that aren't in the industry, so a lot of the people that are watching that are just kind of hearing about this, there's you think, movie, TV, same thing, and like there's such a different pace to kind of the slow, methodical shot, placement, lighting when it comes to a movie versus that fast pace of getting episodes on, and you got to hit it and you got to go and you got to do 12 episodes in like 3 weeks. And, do you, having now this experience, do you have more of a preference? Do you like more the pace of the movies, or do you like a little more the pace of the TV stuff?
I like both, man, to be honest. Now that I've dealt with, on both sides, and then I've dealt with the voiceovers, Of course, the voiceovers is my favorite, but too much. You ain't really got to memorize dialogue because it's already there for you. You just kind of, just repeat it over and over. But I like a little bit of both, man, because I like the pressure of it too with the television stuff, because with the television stuff, okay, you got 12 episodes, right? So you have a week for 5 days for every episode. So you got to knock out one whole episode in those 5 days. With the movie, there's not that much pressure because the movie just continues. And usually movies to film, take your time. You can do about a month, 2 months, depending, and there's not a lot there, even though there is that pressure. So you got to get it done. You got to do a good job. But with television, like I said, it's a little bit more fast paced, for that week. So I kind of like that too, because then at the end of the week, you're like, all right, cool, man. And it feels good. Like you look back and you go like, damn, we shot that, man. That was tight. Came out dope, So, but I like I said, I like both. I can't say, more one than the other,
Fair. That's a fair point. So you have worked obviously in stand-up and live action and animation. I heard even in video games doing some dialogue, and obviously music. which one of those kind of forces you outside of your comfort zone, right? Which one gets you the furthest outside of your comfort zone?
I would say stand-up comedy. Because I started doing stand-up, like, I think this is December. I think it'll probably be like 7 years. So I started doing stand-up already late, like a little bit after I stopped doing Lopez, because I learned a lot with George, because I got to go on the road with him a few times. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go a lot of the shows when he was doing the comedy Get Down with D.L. Hughley and Cedric Entertainer, and rest in peace Charlie Murphy, and who else was on that? I can't remember who else was on that tour, man. But so I got to go on a lot of these tours. So I was hanging out with all these guys, and I was learning the game, and I was learning that, you kind of have to step out of your comfort zone, man. You got to kind of just be able to talk about yourself, vulnerable stuff, and kind of roast yourself, and that's some stuff that I wasn't used to like that, because the way I grew up, you weren't used to doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? We were just, like, always just hardcore, gangbanger fools. That was it. You know what I'm saying? So it was, so the stand-up comedy has taken me, like, out of my comfort zone, I want to say, and shout out to my boy, Phil Medina. He's the one that really got me into stand-up. I learned a lot from George, but I've learned a whole lot too from Phil Medina, because he's the one that gave me my first stage, and he's giving me so many certain things when it comes to writing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. It was a little glitch, but you're good.
Oh yeah, yeah, all right. Yeah, no, so I was saying, yeah, he's taught me a lot of things, man, how to write, how to punch up jokes and stuff like that. So the first couple of years, man, he was like pretty much like, I was under his wing, and then after that, little by little, I just started going on. I started getting my own bookings, and so I do shows out there whenever I can. And like I said, that's the only thing that takes me out of my comfort zone, man, because sometimes, even though it might look like I'm comfortable out there, but sometimes I'm saying stuff out there I'm not 100% comfortable, but I'm saying it because it's just, the people find it funny.
It's an incredible journey. I mean, as I was reading through your history and where you come from, I know you spent several years living in Mexico, in Los Angeles, and the trouble with the gangs and things. And I read that it was the birth of your son Eric in 1994 that kind of became this major turning point for you. How difficult was it when you decided to kind of focus on the family life and putting maybe some of the creative stuff aside at that point in your life?
Well, like around I want to say like right, like he was born in 1994, like January. So a little bit before that, I was already starting to calm down stuff, because even though I was doing music and we were touring and stuff like that, we were still doing other stuff, illegal stuff, on the side. So we were just kind of like going back and forth with that. So I knew that eventually that, that gets old, that wasn't going to lead anywhere. Eventually I knew I had to turn my talents into a career, some way. I don't know how. I just said some way, I got to figure this out, and I believe I'm a big guy, like on prayer too. I believe in a lot of prayer, so and just kind of leave it up to God, leave it up to the universe, and just call it out, what you want to do. And it just kind of worked out like that, man. It just kind of worked its way out, where little by little, I stopped hanging around with the wrong crowd, and just started getting right, and just started doing the right thing, and just focus on the career and focus on making money legitimately, and because now I got my son, so now I got this little guy. He's gonna grow up, and then he's gonna see, I don't want to see him growing up seeing all this crazy shit that we saw, I want to show him better, I want to show him a different life, that there's more than that. And yeah, like I gotta say, man, he's nothing like me when it comes to he's super chill, man. Super chill, man.
That's so incredible. The idea of, breaking the cycle. I think we all in one form or another, generational trauma, and we learn bad behavior from our parents and these things. But it takes such an amazing will and want and desire to say that I'm going to end it. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to do it better for the next generation. And so that makes me curious, because looking at the timeline, eventually you kind of got pulled back into music through Pueblo Cafe. And when you're returning to that, I would imagine you're kind of a different artist, because now you're a father, right? Now you're trying to be legitimate. What was that experience like, kind of going back to music after taking that break?
It was hard, man, at first, because it's like, okay, so I'm still doing lyrics. We're still talking about all kinds of, old school gangbanging activities, right? But now I'm not doing that. So now it's like now I'm not, like, it's a whole nother lifestyle. So it's like, what do I write about now? And so it's like, it was a weird transition in my life at that time, So I started writing more like political stuff, and I started getting a little bit too political. But then I go, well, then again, then I started hearing back a bunch of this. I go, but that's, I don't know. I was just going through some weird time where I was trying different stuff and see what would hit and see what would work. And I couldn't find myself, and it took a while before we did like the all Spanish Pueblo Cafe stuff, and then that's when everything just kind of started clicking in, everything just started working its way out, where I started doing we dropped the Spanish album, Idiocracy came out. The following year I did King of the Hill, and then the following year I did Harsh Times, so everything just kind of started clicking, but there was a big old gap in between that, like maybe like, I don't know, like 10 years that just went by where I was doing music, doing shows, but it just wasn't resonating with the people, and the stuff that I was doing, I just wasn't happy with it either. I was just doing stuff to do stuff, and it got to a point where, like, man, I need to cut out for a while and just take a break. So I just started doing like regular work. I got security guard job, and I was doing stuff like that, and it just so I could figure things out. I go, I'm gonna give myself a couple of years and see what happens in the meantime, and hopefully something will happen. We'll figure it out one way or another. And little by little, man, everything just kind of started clicking again.
I think that speaks to also having, because yes, I agree. There's a certain amount of luck to it, but there's the not giving up, right? Because at any point you could quit and say, all right, this is not for me, pack it up and move on. But having that stick to itness, where I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to keep trying until I find my way, knowing that it's out there. I think that's such an incredible story and such an inspiring thing. When someone knows you as the actor or the comedian or maybe the musician, what part of your journey do you think that they usually misunderstand that got you here?
Man, I don't know, to be honest. Probably because you know what, I haven't had people like like any with any negativity at, like everybody just trips out on the journey, and then the majority of people know that I started from music, transitioning to acting, and then and then into stand-up comedy. So that's kind of like it's always been. And so it's like nobody has ever really like questioned it like that, like everybody's just like, dude, that's tight, it's like, you've been evolving from one thing to another thing, and that didn't work out, but that led you to, people always tell me that led you to this and that led you to that, and then now you're where you're at because, I think you had to go through all that, which is true. I believe it's part of the journey. You have to go through all these different phases, and till you find yourself, and you figure out where exactly you need to be.
Oh, that's incredible.
But it takes time.
That's incredible.
Some people get it quicker than others, but it does take time though,
I tell people all the time, Samuel L. Jackson was in his late 40s before he had his breakout role, and Liam Neeson, and like all these incredible actors and comedians and people that, if you're just passionate about it and love it for the game and just do what you can, don't complain, don't whine me, just go out there and do the work. Exactly. I mean, you'll find your place when the time is right. So I think that's amazing.
I've had to deal with a lot of fools like that over the past years. That they just give up, and I try to like tell them, man, I get it. You know what I'm saying? We're all going through, but if you're really passionate about what you're trying to do and what you want to do, just keep going, man. That's what I always say. Take some time off if you have to figure it out, and then and then just keep going, never stop. If you're passionate about what you're doing.
Let me ask you this. What is harder, making a room full of strangers laugh as yourself, or delivering that line in the recording booth and trusting that it's going to work months later?
Man, I would want to say, I would say, probably being on stage, because right there, it's like there's no writers. It's me. I'm the writer. When I'm doing like movie stuff and all, I'm not the writer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm putting all my trust in the writers, and then director, because the director will tell you, like, nah, try it like this, try it like that, do it like this, do it like that, because they know what they want to get. You know what I'm saying? So I always put my trust in the directors, and I've had the opportunity to work with nothing but great directors, man.
I like that.
And producers.
That's good.
And so when I'm on stage, I'm the writer, so it's a little bit more scarier because it could be a hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? But that's how and then that's another thing. When you're doing stand-up, there's a lot of times you go out there, you do new jokes, you don't know if it's gonna hit or not. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta kind of try it a couple different ways. And there's no like retakes at that moment. You gotta wait till the next show to try and do it a different way. Try to give it a different delivery or something. Or maybe it worked right there, but you can make it work even harder where it'll get you a bigger laugh. Then you got to wait till the next show to try that out. It's not like you're in the studio and you could go and retake or whatever,
Yeah, no, that's so true. And I think we're running out of time, and I don't want to hold you any longer than I have to.
No worries, man.
Dude, we could talk for hours. I love you, and I think this is incredible, and I think more people need to hear these kind of messages. But I think it's important too to touch on, I read that you spend a lot of time mentoring young people now and using your own story to show them that their circumstances don't have to always determine their future. What do you tell a kid who believes the positive path simply is not available to them, right? That there's only one way for them.
I mean, usually, because I go a lot to like different, with different ages, right? So there's sometimes I'll go to juvenile halls, and we'll talk to the kids and stuff like that. And then so they'll see my tattoos and everything, and then when they start hearing my story, and they get intrigued, by and then I just tell them, I go, hey, if I did it, you can do it, man. This is basically, if this is something you want to do, and even if you don't want to be an entertainer, you want to be something else, if that's what you really want to do, you can do it. And then I'll show them examples from like so many different people that have successfully did what they set out to do, and then they see that and they start like opening their eyes, like, oh, for real, it's like sometimes you just gotta expose them to it, you gotta show them, and not just tell them. Sometimes you gotta show them, like, hey, look, this dude made it, look, and look where he came from. Listen to his story, So I always try to talk to the kids like that. And then now that King of the Hill's out, it's cool because when I go talk to the elementary schools, like the younger kids or the middle kids, the middle school kids, a lot of them are already familiar with King of the Hill because of cartoons and stuff like that. And then they see my character and then they're like, "Oh my God, that's so cool!" It looks just like you, So it's like, it's pretty cool, man. Like it's pretty rewarding to go to these schools and the juvenile halls and talk to all these youngsters.
Yeah. It's an incredibly powerful thing. Like you said, I grew up in the ghettos of New York City, and I was always told, you're not going to be nothing, you're not going to accomplish nothing, and so like you believe that, if that's what you've always been told. So to have someone like you, I wish I had someone like you who'd be like, man, you could do this thing. I created this show because I love and I have such a passion for animation and movies and acting, and like I love it. But I was like, I could never. That's not me. I'm not good enough. And so, if I had someone like you in my life at a young age, telling me like, no, you could do it. If you love this thing, you could be part of it. It's such a powerful thing, and I thank you on behalf of all the youth that you mentor and that you talk to, because I think
you're welcome, man.
That's the future. That's the future of the industry. The people of different colors and different backgrounds and different abilities and it's such an important thing. I don't mean to blow smoke. It's so incredibly cool that you do that.
Yeah, no, man, I appreciate you. You know, I appreciate all the kind words, man. And another thing too is self-doubt, man. Don't, you know, like you got to kill that, the self-doubting, because I had a lot of that too growing up, you know, self-doubting myself. And I had people that were encouraging me, and I had people like, nah, dude, what are you doing that for? You know, like when I was first rapping, you know, like that's a black thing, man. You shouldn't be doing that. Like, what are you talking about, man? You know, it's like, you know, it is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like it. What do you want me to do? You know, it's like, and so don't ever let self-doubt, you know, like hold you back, because that's a big dream killer, you know, self-doubting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you speak the truth. As we wrap down, I'm going to ask you just two quick more questions. After everything you have experienced, you know, I'm always fascinated by this idea of success, right? Because what success is for us at the beginning isn't always necessarily what success means for us in the current time or in the future. So after everything, you know, how has it changed for you? What do you compare it to from when you first entered the entertainment business to now? What is success?
So for me in the beginning, when I first started in the music side, to me, success was all, you know, you gotta be balling, you know, make money, and you know, and all this, and you know, have the fly cars and the jewelry and all, and the women and all. And so in the beginning, I want to say the first few years, like maybe 4 or 5 years, that's what it was about. But then I started like, you know, like thinking like, nah, man, it's more than that, man. Just my success, I felt started successful when I would go out and do shows and as music, and people would you know, clap and throw their hands in the air, and you just grew with our music, and just, you know, just vibe with us, you know. To me, that was already successful, because I'm making people feel good, you know what I'm saying. And it's the same thing with stand-up now, you know. It's the same thing when I go out there. All I asked for is a show where I could make people laugh and smile, and that's it, you know. I don't ask for anything. I'm not worried about the money. I'm not worried, you know, like my whole thing now is just bringing laughter and smiles to people. That's, to me, that's successful, because even though I'm not on a major scale where people go, oh, A-list celebrities and all that, I'm living the dream regardless. I'm doing it. I'm doing what I'm doing what I set out to do, you know, and it's happening, you know, and that's where I feel you're successful. Once you get to a point where you start noticing like, oh man, you know, like people responding to it and they love it and they're happy about it, you know, they like it. Then that's when you know that it's not about the money or how many projects I can do in a year. You know, it's really just about bringing in smiles and the laughter to the people. They can feel good.
That's amazing. That's the right attitude, man. You can't go wrong with that. Are you on the social medias? Where can people follow you? Where can they follow your stand up? How can they follow you and watch everything you do?
Yeah. All my social media is Big Citric. You can, also clock in Anthony Campos, and it'll come out. But for the most part, it's Anthony Citric Campos or Big Citric. All social media. The website is down right now. It's bigcitric.com. We're doing a bunch of upgrades to it, so it'll be up again soon. And then we'll throw a little stuff up there, and we might have some I don't know, some Idiocracy memorabilia stuff up there too, so we're kind of working on that right now to, hopefully we get it before the end of the year, we get it back up. But all social media, Big Citric, like citric acid.
I love it. And last thing before we let you go, you're the best person to speak to it. Why should people watch the new season of King of the Hill, and especially why should they pay attention when Emilio is on the screen?
Well, first of all, King of the Hill, man, you know what I'm saying? It never gets old. It's a wonderful program, for everybody. And it's just basically, I think everybody can relate to it. You know what I'm saying? Because it has a lot of everyday issues that people deal with. And so I feel this is a real relatable show. And plus, it gets pretty steamy with Bobby this year. So, hey, shout out to Bobby.
Right on. Ladies and gentlemen, the incredible, incomparable Anthony Citric Campos. Brother, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us. You're incredible. You have such an amazing story. And I wish you all the continued success. I wish we're praying for 18 more years of King of the Hill, as well as any and all the other products that you can put out there. I'm definitely going to follow you on all the socials. I want to see the comedy. Obviously, a big fan of comedy. And we'll have to have you on again, celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the revival of the revival. We'll have you back on. Sounds good?
That's right. Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you for having me on, man. Good
Awesome.
time.
I'll give you the last 2 seconds here to say goodbye to the audience, and then I'm going to toss us to a commercial.
All right, you guys have a good one. Make sure to watch the new season of King of the Hill. Catch you guys soon. Peace.
All right, there we go. We'll be back with more right after this. Shots.
Hey, you there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, alright? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, what do you think because the show's going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
In the shadows of the city bright, where heroes rise and take the fight, there's a voice that breaks the night. It's CQ at the insight. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends and those crazy scenes, pop culture trends and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends and those crazy scenes, pop culture trends and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Marvel at the twist.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. God, how fucking cool is Anthony Campos? Like, just the coolest fucking dude. I think I say this every week, but I have the coolest job in that I just get to sit down and geek out with these incredible people and talk about movies and talk about TV shows and talk about just all this stuff. And I have such an appreciation for him and them in large kind of group of people that take the time to just sit down and talk with us. I always feel, I mean, behind the scenes, just to give you a peek behind the scenes, you know, a lot of times when people are coming on, especially to promote something, you know, they're used to this, hey, 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, like in and out, very much plug, and move on. So I always feel this trepidation of like, hey, give me an hour of your time. Especially folks that, hey, time is money, right? Time is money. An hour of someone's time, especially, someone who's on a movie shoot or on a series, and, that's an hour away from their family. That's an hour out of their own free time that they could be doing anything else. And yet they choose to sit here and talk to us. And, just over the moon. Just over the moon. What a cool dude. What a cool dude. I told him, I said, hey, we're gonna be out in San Diego, man. fucking, come through. He's like, hey, I was actually thinking about, coming through. He's like, I'll let you know. We link up. What up, Luce? That is going to wrap it up for today's episode of Pop Culture Warrior. I am just absolutely flying high. I get such an adrenaline rush when I get to talk to cool people and just geek out with them. So that was super, super cool. Once again, next week, we do have a show next Tuesday. And we do have a guest next Tuesday. He's an author of the upcoming series, the upcoming book. Man, I have it too. It's just out of reach. The upcoming book, I got an early copy of it. Ghost Cities, the author, incredible writer. He'll be on next week to talk about his book and all his other work. And then literally the next morning after the next episode, I will be flying out to San Diego, beautiful San Diego, which I believe is Spanish for a whale's vagina, is what I've been told. And we'll be at San Diego Comic-Con. Very, very exciting. There's some really, really, really cool things that we're going to do. For the folks that are Patreon subscribers, I sent out a big blast earlier or yesterday. And I'm really going to double, triple my efforts to make the Patreon worth it. Because I have this massive amount of guilt that, I am not, I don't know. I don't feel like I have something to give in return. Like I look at artists, right? Like I'll make you a custom art piece, or a musician's like, I'll write you a custom song, or or I'll paint you this thing, or I'll write you a fucking sonnet. I don't know what I don't have those skills. I'm good at talking. I'm good at making a podcast. I just want to bring value to all the incredible people that that partake in the Patreon. And so I have a couple of ideas in mind, but I'm literally, it's going to be one of my top priorities is to put the effort into making the Patreon something that's worth it to be a part of that community. So like one of the things, I'm not promising anything, but one of the things I thought was, I'm going to get stuff when I'm at San Diego, and I might just, the little things that I can find, little knickknacks and things, and some type of like handwritten note just saying, hey man, I appreciate you, thank you for being part of the community, and then just sending that out. So not something that, and it'll be a surprise, it'll be a complete surprise to all of the Patreon members, something that they're not expecting, and it just shows up. So yeah, and then I'll be putting up a lot more kind of behind the scenes. This is what was recommended to me. So like if I, when I go see a movie, throwing up like a 5-minute video, just me talking in. So it's not perfect or edited or scripted or anything, but just my initial thoughts and my reads and my unfiltered take is what I was told. My unfiltered take. Because a lot of times, I'll just be honest. A lot of times when I speak on here, I have to be careful what I say, because obviously I don't want to be blacklisted by an industry that is letting us see things or letting us, be part of things. I try to be as honest as I can, but if I have something really negative to say about it, I try to say it in the nicest way possible. But, behind a Patreon paywall, I could just be as brutally honest. Some of my friends know how I speak about movies in private, and they're like, why don't you ever record that? I guess because then I would never be invited to things. Nobody would let me do things if that was the case. So yeah, so I'll put up, kind of my unfiltered reviews, hot takes or whatever, behind the scenes stuff, raw stuff. I don't know. But again, I'm going to figure out a way to make it worth it. Anyway, so that's that. And obviously coming out of San Diego, I'm probably going to have so much stuff to give away that will do a big mid-year. I'm going to call it Christmas in July because everybody knows I love a big Christmas giveaway. So Christmas in July, coming out of San Diego Comic-Con, we're going to have a big giveaway so that I can just get rid of everything that I brought back from San Diego. And what else? There will be an FTX this week on Friday. It's going to be a little special episode. It's just going to be a 1v1. I've got 2 games picked out. One is competitive and one is cooperative. And me and a surprise guest will be 1v1ing for FTX. So that'll be a fun little spin on how we usually do things. And I think, once again, big shout out to our amazing drink sponsor, Double Time Sports Drink. It's healthy, good option. I got the Tactical Tango Mango. It's actually good. And it's a better alternative than, a lot of the other big name brand sports drinks because, 0 sugar and 0 calories and all the good vitamins and things. So yeah, check them out. Veteran owned and operated, good company. Do I have anything else? I don't think I'm missing anything. Obviously, tune into all the other shows around the station. Mondays with Ice on the Monday edition, and Tuesdays here. Wednesdays Sports Bar, which I think they're on a small break. Just wish our guy well. King is in the hospital. Nothing bad. Just getting his things in order. Routine stuff. And talked to Radar recently. Radar is getting ready to come back. He's ready to start spinning up the turntables again, and very excited to have him back on the Smoke Pit. Thursdays is Sergeant's Time, which is also on a small hiatus. It's like it's summer break, man. Everybody's on a small hiatus. And then Fridays FTX, Saturday Weekend Co-ops, Sunday the Reset with Dr. J, which is awesome programming. Love it. And then back with Monday, the Monday edition. So all that being said, tune into all the other shows. Support us, like us, share us, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the follow, hit the buttons. Hit all the buttons on whatever platform you're watching, whether that be on the Pop Culture Warrior, on the WTF Nation Radio, on the U.S. Army WTF Moments, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, wherever you're watching. Hit all the buttons, do all the things, and just want to thank you for watching. Thank my guests, Anthony, Big Citric, Campos, and obviously Mad Mike for being with us in the first hour and hanging out. And yeah, we got lots of cool stuff coming. I literally cannot wait for you to see some of the stuff that we've got planned, both for this show, for San Diego, and for the station moving forward. I'll leave it at that. All right, folks. We'll see you guys next week. Shots.
Let's see it.